In this, the sixth in my series on Nietzsche quotations, I am highlighting the great man at his most cynical. This particular quotation is taken from section 85 of his 1879 work, Assorted Opinions and Maxims. There's an exasperation in his words. To make plans and project designs brings with it many good sensations, and whoever had the strength to be nothing but a forger of plans his whole life long would be a very happy man. But he would occasionally have to take a rest from this activity by carrying out a plan. And then comes the vexation and sobering up. Making plans means reflecting the experience gleaned from the past onto the future. However, the future cannot be held captive in the linear chains of such modelling. In our pathetic attempts at achieving certainty, we cannot arbitrarily use models to reflect the lessons of hindsight onto the future. That is nothing but walking backwards into that future. Or it's like driving a car by looking at the road behind in the rearview mirror. Fine as long as there's no bend in the road ahead. There's always a bend in the road ahead. Predictions based on the assumptions that tomorrow will be the same as yesterday may be good enough in the short term. However, the simple expedient of devising formulae that explain trends and fine-tuning the model by fitting parameters and then extrapolating into the future ignores the reality of feedback that will always expose paradoxes and end with observation diverging from the model. Such models and assorted trickery can only ever be a pale shadow of what actually happens in the world. They can never emulate the subtle and not so subtle checks and balances and the feedback of unknown and unknowable interactions that are the uncertainties of life. Here, econometrics immediately comes to mind in the way it tries to predict future prices, for example, through regression models. The problem is swiftly exposed, even in introductory textbooks like Peter Kennedy's A Guide to Econometrics. He says, to find something meaningful in all that data for forecasting purposes must be so plainly impossible that there will always be endless scope for well-paid advice on how to do it. Plainly, another cynic who believes there's a sucker born every minute. And what do I, another cynic, think? Well, I'm amazed at the way companies pay big bucks to managers who are mere decision takers, but never decision makers. They are what Charles Handy calls empty raincoats. They merely wear a coat of algorithms and cookery book recipes, never actually thinking for themselves. Now, with effective artificial intelligence on the horizon, it won't be long before computers don the same raincoats to take the decisions, and it'll be so much cheaper. However, making good decisions is never about following methods, whether by managers or computers. As I always say, method is for the mediocre. Thank you.